We are back for another season of Toronto Raptors basketball. However, these games obviously don't mean squat. These 4 games the Raptors have of the preseason. But it is nice to see Raptor basketball back again. And they start off with a 112-99 win over the Sacramento Kings at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia. And, the regulars looked great. Yeah, the bench guys, 905 dudes, it kind of gave it away there in the fourth quarter, but who cares? You still won by 13, and it's preseason, so even if you lost by 35, it really doesn't matter. But we're here to take the positives away from a game like this. And I mentioned in the preseason preview a few things. I wanted to see what these new guys are going to look like. What was Dennis Schroeder going to look like in the offense? And man, dude's quick. That's the first thing I got is Dennis Schroeder can fly. 6 points, 5 boards, 5 assists for Dennis Schroeder, 1 of 3 shooting, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And let me just get my numbers here. And a steal in the ball game. Only played 16 minutes, as obviously most of the starters didn't play too much since it's preseason. But another thing I wanted to look at was Scotty Barnes. And we talked about it in that video how last year we were waiting for that jump for Scotty. And it never really came. And then the reports started coming out about his offseason workouts not being really where the Raptors wanted it to be. Then Masai having the one-on-one with Scotty Barnes. And all this stuff happening. You want to see him take that next step this year. Now, I'm trying not to get too excited off of one preseason game. But in the 17 minutes that Scotty Barnes was on the floor, he looked like one of the best he looked like the best player on the floor. Sure, Pascal looked pretty good. 8 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. Didn't force a shot. Was 3 of 6 there. OG looked outstanding. 14 points on 6 of 7 shooting. Knocked down both threes he took and had a couple steals. I think he looked really good. There's a few back cuts on OG that he's a much better defender than that. But obviously it's a first preseason game, whatever. The Scotty Barnes stuff is the one that really caught my eye. The fact that from minute 1 to minute 17 while he was out there, he was all over the place. Whether it was on the glass causing havoc, whether it was in transition just really making guys pay for mistakes, and just attacking with his offense, getting in the paint. There were a few times he gets a little frisky, right, and he's taking the transition 3, but I'm okay with that, especially in a preseason game. I'd love to see Scotty get that confidence early. 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists in only 17 minutes of work, was 5 of 9 from the field, 5 of 7 from the line, missed both threes he took, but I'm okay if he's going to take 2. I don't care. Right? I just really, really enjoyed watching Scotty Barnes play today. He was a plus 20 while he was on the floor as well, and he was out there against more or less the starting unit for the Sacramento Kings, the De'Aaron Foxes, the DeMontis Sabonis's, guys like that. And he was out, and Harrison Barnes, and he went out there and put in the work. So I love, love, love what we saw from Scotty. But again, it's one preseason game. What else did we see? Gary Trent, man, didn't start in the game, was electric off the bench. Played the most. No, Boucher played 21 minutes. He played the most. But Gary Trent played 20 minutes of work and had the GT stat line. 22 points. Yeah. 1 rebound, no assists. 7 of 12 shooting. 5 of 5 from the line. Was 3 of 6 from distance. 3 steals. He looked outstanding. When he gets that big man in space beyond the 3-point line and a little step back, step to the side 3, it's tough. Because he got JaVale McGee on one of those, and he fouled him taking a 3. And then he got, it must have been Alex Len as well, and then drilled a 3 in his face. I love it. That type of Gary is money. But the problem is for Gary Trent, he's a shooter. And when his shot's not falling, things get a little hairy. But the thing about Gary, remember, was it last year? No, I think it was the year before that, wasn't it? I'm trying to think now. The year where he started the season and was like stealing everything. It was crazy. And then he had a tough second half. And I believe like last year, the defensive numbers really came down for Gary. And then I get it's one preseason game, but watching him make shots, 22 points in 20 minutes, knock down 3 threes, and he had 3 steals. That's the type of stuff from Gary. Be disruptive. He needs to be that guy. And another thing I wanted to see going into today was how's Darko going to integrate the offense? Well, the one thing that really stood out was the ball movement. That thing was humming a lot. More or less with the starting unit out there, right? They just looked a lot more cohesive. But again, like, let me look. So, okay, they had, I'm trying to find this here. Where's the assist numbers? 30 assists. Isn't it remarkable? I think it was in the 2019 run. We talked about that number. If they hit that 30 assist mark, they're in really good shape because they know about that ball's moving. They had 30 assists on 39 made field goals. The ball was flying around. Shot 52% from the field, 34% from three, 75% from the free throw line. It's perfect, right? It's exactly the way you're supposed to do it. Now, quickly, it does do the score breakdowns for the quarters. First quarter, everyone was shooting lights out, 35 apiece. But then the Raptors really locked it down defensively in the second quarter, only allowing 34 points scored. And that's when Gary started to get hot. You know, and you already built that big lead by 14, but then you expand on it in the third quarter because you saw the starters out there for a little bit in the third quarter, and you didn't see. I don't think you saw Sabonis or De'Aaron Fox the entire second half. So this is where preseason gets a little skewed, right? But in that third quarter, you won it 26-19, and you lose to the fourth quarter 25-17, but who cares? I was really impressed. And another guy that actually really impressed me in this ball game, just the energy, right, was Jalen McDaniels. He comes right off the bench and drills a three. And I'm like, oh, okay. Did he have a block or a steal? He had a steal. I think he stole the ball at one end and then a nice easy lay-in. Had 11 points and 4 rebounds in 15 minutes. 4 of 5 shooting. Was 1 of 2 from 3. Made both free throws he took. Was a +7 on the floor. I love it, man. I really like what we saw from Jalen McDaniels. Again, it's a preseason game, so I'm not going to get too hyped on it. But a nice positive sign for some bench unit work this upcoming season. Now let's get to the young guys. And what did you see from certain players? Well, Grady Dick, honestly, watching him play today, he just looked anxious. That was kind of the one word that came to mind when I talk about what I saw from Grady Dick. Because there were times, right, where he's driving and there's like 3 guys and he's trying to force that shot. I'm like, great, relax. I understand you're in an NBA game. I get it's preseason, but let's relax a little bit. Then he knocks down a 3 and a nice little jump shot, and I think it was to end the third quarter. There were some good moments for him, but I thought at times he was forcing the shot. And again, it's a young guy in his first preseason game. The fans were loving every second of him, so I get it. I do. And what I do love is when he screwed up on one end, he got back and helped on the other end, and it's beautiful. 5 points, 3 boards, 1 assist on 2 of 6 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, and had 2 steals in the game for Grady Dick. That's all I saw. You know what I mean? And for a preseason game, I'm trying to grind these notes for you. But hey, it is what it is. They won the game by 13, 112-99. Got to instill that winning culture, I guess. But in the end, you're on to the next one. And they don't play for a week, I think it is, right? They don't play till... Hold on a minute here. Let's see if I can find it. Yep, Sunday, 6 p.m. against Cairns. Not gonna try that. Hold on a minute. Butchered, absolutely butchered. But it's on Sunday at 6 p.m. And they're gonna be coming to Scotiabank Arena. So the Raptors will be coming back to Toronto. And then I think it's Toronto, then they go to Chicago, and then they come back home to Toronto to take on Washington before the start of the season against the Timberwolves. All right, so you know what, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you're look, you might know I kind of transferred the clapping at the beginning of the video. I've kind of taken that out of this just for the fact that look, the regime of Kyle, Kawhi, and all that, which had me clapping at the beginning of every win, was there. Well, it's a new regime now. It's a new thing. There's no Fred. There's no Kyle. There's no DeMar. There's no, not a lot of those guys are left. So it's time to move on to the next one. Whatever that may be, I don't know. But I just thought I'd tell you guys now that will not be happening this year. But hopefully we can build something new. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and are jacked up for Raptor basketball being back, hit the like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game today. Would you like, would you not like from the Raptor game today? Who stood out to you in a good way and a bad way? Let me know in the comments below. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you've not done so already. And I'll talk to you guys, of course, Leafs edition tomorrow I'll be doing the season preview. But game-wise, Wednesday, the Leafs host the Montreal Canadiens at Scotiabank Arena for Game 1 of 82. And as for the Raptors, they take on Cairns, tight pants. Oh, tight pants. Karen's got tight pants. I don't know. That's what I'm going with right now. It's a 6 o'clock tip-off on Sunday. Good Lord. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and are jacked up for this thing being back. Talk to you guys then.